Here I am.
Hello.
And guess what?
Oh, what?
I've already eaten my breakfast. I've
Oh,
already eaten my breakfast dessert. I don't have anything to eat now.
I feel underprepared. I haven't eaten anything, although I did just go and get myself like another coffee, which
A
is
tenth.
oh, it's hot,
A tenth.
hot, so hot. How's your week been?
Well, it's Monday and it's
Well, how
it's
how
already
was you?
been some.
How was how was your week last week?
Yeah, it was all right, thank
I
you.
don't. I never know what day it is, honestly.
I kept doing that. I kept thinking it was Monday yesterday, and today I kept thinking it was Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday. I thought it was Sunday all day.
Oh,
Or
I
was
hate
it
when that
just
happens.
Sunday that I thought was Saturday? I don't know.
Oh.
Don't even know. Your hand.
I went and got
Oh,
myself a new tattoo.
I love that.
Weird.
You may not notice, but
Don't
I
know if you can see
remember.
it anywhere.
Oh, I love it.
I went and got my hand tattooed and half of my forearm.
Let me see your forearm. Oh, nice.
That one's already, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Ah.
Yeah, like it.
Ouch. Ouch.
Ouch. Ouch.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Ouch. The hands.
Yeah,
Nasty.
really.
Nasty piece of work, that. And you know
Gosh.
me, I'm rock hard. I didn't obviously like make a big deal of it, but
Or
internally,
show it at all. And he
oh
was like,
fucking hell.
is that right? Does it hurt? And you were like, didn't even know you'd started, mate. I was
I think I
falling
said at one
asleep.
point, because she was like, there was talking and that, and I think I just went at one point, oh, the knuckles a bitch, innit?
That's smarts.
Yeah, oh, on the
Ooh.
wrist bone, that's a fucker.
She went, oh, is that hurting? You went, no, something else completely. Just like hurt my
Got something
foot.
in my eye.
Yeah, it's just,
You're welling up.
oh,
No. Tears of
no.
joy.
Hay fever, mate.
Yeah, no, honestly though, proper fucking hurt. And they was taking
I
the
bet.
piss out of how we say things. So we went to Rotherham and they're like,
Where's Rotherham?
oh, 2 hours away. I couldn't tell you which direction or where it's near or anything, but they say donut,
Donut.
donut. So I'd said to Josie, "Do you want a donut?" And
Yeah.
then they was all taking the piss, going, "Oh, do you want a donut?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What's wrong with that?"
And you
They
went,
call it a donut.
fuck off.
Yeah, I was like, "You're wrong."
Yeah.
Do you want a donut? I was like,
Well,
"Firstly, don't even sound
firstly,
like that.
firstly,
Secondly, yes, I
yes.
do."
You got that
Absolutely.
round the wrong way.
Mm.
You should have said, firstly, yes.
Yes, please.
Secondly, you're wrong. You're doornut.
Donut.
Absolute
And
doornuts.
bread cakes. They kept saying about bread cakes. And I was like, what's a bread cake?
What's a bread cake? And give
A
me one.
roll. A fucking roll cake
Is
is
that
what a
what it
bread cake.
is?
Yeah, a roll. She was like, no, I think rolls are like those little things. She was like, those a bread cake's like what you put a burger in. I was like, yeah, you put in a roll.
Yeah.
Don't put
Burger
in a
bun.
bread cake.
Yeah. Bread
That's
cake.
misleading.
Yes. Don't bring the word cake into it if it ain't cake. Is
Absolutely.
it cake?
Is it?
Is it cake? No, it's cup of coffee. Hmm.
But yeah, that's how my week has been, anyways. I went to get
Oh,
a large tattoo.
well, I'm happy for you.
Yeah. How was your week been?
It's been good. Do you know what? It's been good, and none of you know this yet. Sarah don't know this. You guys don't know this. But my week has been really good for all of you as well. Do you
All
want to know?
right.
Do you want to know
Yeah,
why?
I do.
Right. Well, me and Sarah are just going to have a little conversation off air because I haven't actually discussed this with Sarah.
Have you just made some sort of executive decision?
Yeah, so I just need to make sure it's all right with Sarah first. If it's not, then forget I said anything. If it is, then we'll tell you all about it in a second. All right. So we're just going to go off air for a minute. Hang on. right. Well, she's cool with it, so
Oh my gosh.
it's so exciting.
That's my input. I had
Mm,
no idea what you was going to suggest.
me either.
And I am so buzzing about that. And I wish we could tell everybody what it is, but it's in very early development stages. And there are some wrinkles we need to just iron out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can bring it to everybody.
We can.
Honestly, that's
I
so
think you'll
good.
all be excited about it. If you're listening to this right now, which obviously you are going to be excited about it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's
for
good.
sure.
It's something really good. Something really exciting. I'll tell you something else that's exciting. Random blams, go.
In your face, because I have got a random lamb
In my face.
in your
Come
face.
on then, get it in my face.
Right. Did you know
No.
that kangaroos can jump higher than houses
Get stuffed.
because houses can't jump?
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's it, I quit.
There you go.
Such a dickhead. Even Puppy's shaking her head.
Oh,
Over, she's
well,
like,
that literally is
like,
the only random blam I've got.
oh, Sarah. Right, well, my random blam, short and sweet, but not as hilarious, obviously. Um, is the Archbishop of Canterbury has appointed a total of 44 exorcists in the UK in total.
Oh,
Not all at one time.
some sort of demon.
Yeah, for shiz.
44.
All right. Random blams.
Done.
Done.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, just how we like it. Tell you something else that's short and sweet. Donuts.
Oh, donuts.
No, donuts.
Donut.
You fucking donut.
All right.
Well, so today's episode is I'll just give you a little introduction and then we can roll the titles. But not far from the house where tonight's story unfolds was another home that once made the headlines. And this house, you might have heard of it. In fact, you will have heard of it if you listened to my last story, which was the Enfield haunting. This is from the same neck of the woods, same eerie vibes, but this story is darker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. One house, one family, and a terrifying chain of events that no one saw coming. This is the case of Kenedy Ife. Morning.
Morning.
Morning, morning.
Morning, everybody.
Glorious morning.
It's not really. It's raining, and I'm sitting here watching my washing get wet.
Oh, it's bright and sunny here.
I'm great. I mean, it is bright and sunny, but it's raining.
It's still bright and sunny. It's just rank. I know. I think our weather's gone now.
Summer's done now,
Yeah,
isn't it?
summer's done. It was like, yeah, short and sweet.
Although September, it'll be
So
boiling again.
yeah, summer in the UK is like a lot of men. It's like blam, done,
Yeah.
over, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got summer. It's got about three good days in it, isn't it?
Yeah, three good goes. Then that's
Three
it.
good goes at summer, and then that's it done.
Then it's like, no, mate, I'm out. Yeah. So, all right. Moving on to today's episode, which I'm going to try and do without my glasses that make me look like a serial killer. This story takes place in Lancaster Avenue in Enfield, which is North London. And it's it says in everything that I've read, it says it's very normal, unassuming house. And I've seen the house and I'm like,
Unassuming.
I get it, it's unassuming. But this house was like 1.3 million. So in my book, I'm like, ooh, fancy. It's a fancy house.
North London, though, isn't it?
It's North London though, isn't it? Yeah. Um, I looked on the map because I couldn't find any. I was thinking Enfield, like Enfield Poltergeist, Kenedy Ife, both Enfield, both like spookies. So I looked on a map to see exactly how far apart they were, and they're 6.5 miles apart.
Oh, that's not far.
So they're very close, really. However, many years apart. So the Enfield poltergeist was in the 70s, and this was not. This was 2016.
Yes, actually, very recent.
Very recent.
Hmm.
Yeah. Although saying that, like coming up 10 years ago, which is
Don't do
weird.
that.
It's weird, isn't it? It's broken. Um, so again, I apologise if I've mispronounced their name because some people call them Ife because it's spelled IFE. Some people call them Iffy, Ify. I've heard all sorts of pronunciations, but I think it's Ife. The Ife family were a well respected, or they are a well respected family. They're an integral part of their community. Their roots are deeply embedded in Nigerian heritage. They practice their faith as devout Pentecostal Christians, embracing a vibrant spiritual life. And this was their everyday life. They were like deeply, deeply religious. The household was headed by Kenneth Ife, and he was a very charismatic leader. He was known for being very passionate. He would hold very passionate sermons. His wife, Josephine, was sort of, I don't want to offend anyone, but the vibe it gives me is like Susie Homemaker. Do you know what I mean? She was
Yeah.
very, very, very motherly over her children. She was very much the
The
perfect
picture that I've got
wife.
it, the picture that I've got in my head is of the in Tom and Jerry,
Hmm.
the mum of the cat, and she's like, Thomas.
Thomas. Yeah. Oh
That's what I've
yeah.
got in my head.
Okay. I mean, it's
Quite
fine.
a motherly figure, even though
Okay.
you never see her face.
Mm. Just gives off that vibe, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Mm. I get it. But yeah, she was kind of like that. She was a good wife. She was very supportive of Kenneth. Um, very loving to her children. Together, Josephine and Kenneth raised 6 sons, 6 boys. I mean, you've got to be strict, haven't you? With 6 boys in the house, you'd have to
Yeah.
be like everything has to be set out. Um, so they were disciplined, well disciplined, not like, there's no signs of like them being beaten or anything like that. It was like they were just disciplined boys. They had been instilled with strong religious and cultural values, and it shaped these boys. In Nigerian Pentecostal circles, the concept of spiritual warfare, as in demonic possession, is not seen as like something that's like an eccentric belief. It's the principal core of their faith. Like everything revolves around, you know, praising the Lord and casting out evil spirits. It was that that was their way of life. The family would frequently engage in discussions about the realities of demonic possession, um, and they believed adamantly that the value of prayer and casting out these spirits was crucial for the well-being of everyone in the family. Um, for the Ifes, the supernatural was not a matter of fiction. It was an immediate and powerful reality that influenced their interactions with the world around them. Everyone was kind of, I don't want to say judged, but judged on their spiritual beliefs and how they behaved. This perspective obviously promoted vibrant spiritual life in their household, where family gatherings included spirited prayer sessions, testimonials of miraculous interventions, and the discussion of importance of, we must remain vigilant against demons because there's one lurking around every corner, waiting to grab you and thrust itself into your body. Kenedy Ife was the fourth son of the family. He was 26 years old.
Would
And
that be Kennedy Jr.?
no, because
Is
it was
it?
Kenneth.
Oh, Kenneth, right? Yep,
I
sorry.
know. I struggled with that as well. So yeah, Kenneth is the dad. Kenedy is the fourth son.
Yep.
And he was like his brothers. He was actively engaged in the family business, which focused on like motivational speaking and publishing. So they kind of, the vision I've got in my head is like modern day. He was a modern day preacher, you know. Um, Kenedy was described fondly by his friends and everyone that knew him, basically, as very gentle, um, spiritually inclined, yes, but kind, gentle, quite a soft person. Unfortunately, Kenedy was grappling with various health issues, and this cast a bit of a shadow over his life, really. His family later learned that he'd apparently stopped taking his medication that he had prescribed to him. And apparently, this medication was for sleep disturbances and possibly underlying mental health conditions. But in short, I was unable to find out exactly what this medication was that he was taking. But these, it was known to his family and his friends that he was taking medication for like sleep disturbances. That's all it was saying. And for some reason, this upset his family. Like his family didn't really like the fact that he was taking medication because he wasn't sleeping well. Um,
It might have been like if you're not sleeping well, then you probably just have to pray harder, or it might
yeah,
have been that sort of approach.
yeah, I think so. Um, in the days that led up to the end event, um, there was a noticeable shift that happened in Kennedy's demeanour. He exhibited a sudden drastic change in behaviour. He became irritable, he was withdrawn, he stopped talking to people, he stopped talking to members of his family. He seemed troubled, hassled all the time, had his head down all the time. He was always scowling. His family would ask him, are you okay, Kenedy? And he was like, what? He became very sort of more, yeah, irritable, I guess, and a bit snappy with everyone. And his family and those that were close to him began to fear that he was having some sort of internal struggle that he couldn't talk to anyone about. So in mid-August 2016, Kenedy began to express a sort of a real growing unease. He said that he was plagued by sharp pains in his chest. He he complained of having a real shortness of breath. He described a chilling sensation as if something was, and this is a direct quote, something was moving inside me. End quote. In moments of distress, he confided in his family and he claimed that he felt a snake was writhing around in his stomach. He also said that he could hear haunting voices that were echoing round in his mind. His demeanour shifted dramatically. He became increasingly paranoid, restless, and extremely agitated. As the days passed, his condition deteriorated rapidly. A shocking incident unfolded when he turned violent against his own dad and was attempting to bite his dad. And when I say bite, it wasn't just little bites. It was like they thought that he was going to tear chunks out of his own father. He shouted incoherently, convinced that demons were intent on taking his life. So that was quite a big thing. He kept saying, the demons are trying to take me. The demons are going to take my life. The demons are going to kill me. In a desperate bid to escape this, he tore at his clothes. He began speaking in tongues. His words were not any kind of English that anyone was able to understand. He grew suspicious of his family, accusing them of conspiring against him. Kenedy's transformation was confusing. He became a former shadow of himself. He had no kind of coherent thought. He started having just really wild, violent outbursts. And he just had this constant dread that seemed to envelop him. One day he insisted that he needed to cut off his own winky. Oh. And his family at this point were like, this is dangerous. If he does something like this to himself, it's going to destroy him, for the rest of his life, when he's better. He became unrecognizable, an individual lost in anguish that seemed to go beyond, well, certainly our reality anyway. At this stage, many of us would automatically think of some kind of hospitalization, a mental health emergency demanding immediate psychiatric evaluation. However, this is not how the IFES interpreted Kenedy's experience. Not as a manifestation of psychosis, but a profound case of possession. In their desperate need to save their son, they turned to what they believed would be the only remedy, a solution steeped in their cultural and spiritual beliefs. So instead of seeking medical assistance, the I family made the decision to conduct a home exorcism.
Air quotes Kate is using there.
That's it. I was trying to think of what they were. Bunny ears. Mm-hmm. Home exorcism. Convinced that their son Kenedy's life was under some kind of spiritual assault.
And that's confirmation biased, really, isn't it? if you believe a certain thing, then everything then
Everything
kind of
fits.
confirms what you believe.
Mm, definitely. Um, and to be fair, if you believed that there was a demon around waiting around every corner to, get into you and take over your body and
Hmm.
and they say about, the demons with the serpents, the evil
Yeah.
serpents that come in, he's saying he's got this feeling like there's a snake in his stomach. It would fit. Um, do you think, oh yeah, no, I'll ask you at the end. Remind me at the end about the confirmation bias,
Okay.
because that is a good point. Over the course of 3 harrowing days, they restrained him using a combination of cable ties, handcuffs, and ropes. And I didn't quite understand. Well, there's a lot about it that I don't understand, but I was really surprised to learn that they actually positioned him face down on the floor in a dimly lit room at the back of the house. Why face down? I don't understand that.
I don't know. Maybe he was like, I don't know, spitting or something.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose. I suppose if you're going to lay someone on their back and they threw up, they'd
Yeah,
choke
but
on it,
also
wouldn't
I
they?
think it's
But
more difficult to break out of a restraint if you're face down.
oh, you've really thought about this, haven't you? That's scary. Look out,
Maybe.
Josie. Yeah, that's good. You make a good point. Throughout this ordeal, his parents and brothers took turns keeping watch over him. They would recite Bible verses, they would pray loudly, constantly around him, sing hymns focused on spiritual warfare, and they would anoint him with oils that they believed had protective powers. During this unsettling time, Kenedy refused to eat and barely sipped any water, leaving him increasingly weak and dehydrated. His condition deteriorated further and further, and he just became more and more panicked. He was drenched in sweat. He struggled to catch his breath. He was restrained very, very tightly. And this seemed to be this seemed to make it harder for him to breathe because he had these restraints going across his chest. In these desperate moments, he reportedly lost control of his bodily functions, urinating and defecating all over himself, which only deepened the family's sense of urgency and fear. They described an alarming transformation in him, claiming that he showed superhuman strength. I mean, I think most healthy, young, sort of 26-year-old men are amazingly strong, unbelievably strong.
But also, you then got to factor in that adrenaline. If you are being restrained and your fight and flight kicks in,
Yeah,
you get a massive rush of adrenaline, and it would make
absolutely.
you
And
much
also,
more stronger.
everyone said that he was sort of fairly quiet and he was very gentle. So when at any other time would they have felt his strength other than
Mm.
him trying to break out of these restraints? Um, However, this just fueled their anxiety, and they just thought, well, we can't we can't let him go. We can't cut him free of these ties because he might seriously hurt himself or us.
Mm.
So now that we've seen how superhuman strong he is, we need to like make sure that he's tied down even more. Kenedy then started asking for water and actually properly pleading for water. And the family kind of thought that this was the demons asking for some refreshment.
Hmm.
So they said no. They were like, no, we've been offering you sips of water and you didn't want it. So we don't, now that you've done this 180, we don't believe you. So no, you can't have any. So they didn't give him any. And despite Kennedy's pleas for freedom, as he cried out for water and begged to be let go, the family remained resolute in their belief that they were doing the right thing, and this was making the demons uncomfortable in Kenedy. So they were on the right path. They would grant him freedom if the demon got out of there. Um, but yeah, as the 3 days of this home exorcism came to an end, Kenedy suffered a cardiac arrest. The family then panicked and decided to call 999, which is in the UK, that's our emergency number. Instead of 911, we have 999. What is it in Australia? Do you know?
Uh, I did know.
I think you've said it before, but I couldn't remember. It's
I
all
don't
right.
know. It was zero. I can't remember actually.
That's all
I'll
right.
Google it quickly.
All right. Just we like to throw in these little facts every now and again.
Yes, 000 000.
Oh, okay. 999 000 911. Okay. So yeah, so the family panicked and called 999, but it was too late, and Kenedy sadly died. Um, they did a post-mortem on Kenedy, and the examination uncovered a disturbing array of findings that painted a very grim picture of Kennedy's final moments. A thorough examination revealed that there was more than 60 injuries scattered across Kennedy's body. Each bruise, cut, and abrasion told a harrowing story of a very violent struggle, with some marks are consistent with blunt force trauma, suggesting that he fought for his life, and it was a fierce fight. Evidence of severe dehydration was obviously present, as medical experts identified significant signs, including dry mucous membranes and very, very, very low blood pressure, indicating that he would have been deprived of water for an extended period, as in many days prior to his death. Additionally, the examination noted possible compression injuries to his chest and to his neck. These injuries were consistent with the horrifying scenario of being restrained face down for an extended duration. Again, days and days, which would have impaired his breathing and caused significant physical distress. There was absolutely no sign of any kind of drugs or alcohol. I'm not surprised that there's no sign of alcohol. Yeah, I guess maybe I'm not surprised that there wasn't any signs of drugs, because they probably wouldn't have wanted to give him anything if they didn't think that it was a medical issue, nor any underlying physical ailments that could have accounted for his erratic behaviour. So yeah, that's a big one for me. There was nothing to indicate that he had anything physically going on.
I think if you're genuinely are being possessed by a demon, I don't think an autopsy would reveal it anyways, would it?
No, but that's what's interesting to me. If it wasn't um, a possession, then there was nothing else physical that could
Obviously.
explain his symptoms.
Well, just schizophrenia show up. I don't think mental health generally doesn't show up in an autopsy,
No,
does it?
no, but he had been like visiting the doctor like
Yeah.
before all this came up, and nothing like that had ever been He'd never been diagnosed with any kind of schizophrenia or serious mental conditions. He was literally just getting help for sleep disturbances. But anyway, the case sent shockwaves through the UK, drawing widespread media attention and public outrage. In 2019, the Crown Prosecution Services levied serious charges against all 7 family members present in their household at the time of Kennedy's death, or the incident that led up to this. So it was Kennedy's 2 parents and his 5 brothers. The charges included manslaughter, false imprisonment, and causing or allowing the death of a vulnerable adult. Prosecutors argued that the family had acted with gross negligence, asserting that they consciously chose to not seek necessary medical assistance as Kennedy's condition obviously deteriorated. They contended that the family's extreme methods of treatment, which is believed to be protective, directly contributed to Kennedy's untimely death at the age of just 29. In stark contrast, the defence presented a passionate argument, so their side was more, well, passionate, I guess, stating that the family acted out of genuine love and deep spiritual concern for Kennedy.
So did they get like anybody in, like an exorcist or anything like that? Did they literally get anybody in to try and get the demon out? They just thought, oh, well, we'll do it ourselves.
They knew what they were doing. They were just like, we know what exorcisms are about. We'll just do it. They claimed that there was no intention to inflict harm on Kennedy, rather that they believed that they were intervening in a desperate bid to save him from what they honestly believed was spiritual possession. It was revealed that Kenedy himself had previously requested physical restraints in moments of distress. And apparently, according to his family, they said that Kennedy said, "Tie me down or I'll hurt you," which they interpreted as clear indication that that's what he wanted. They were like, that he asked us. He
did also ask for water.
It's true. Yeah. So they pick and chose what he asked for. During the trial, expert witnesses were called to provide perspectives on Kennedy's mental state, physical condition, and the family's intentions. This included testimonies from religious leaders who emphasized the family's beliefs were in spiritual warfare. I saw that term come up a lot, spiritual warfare. Psychiatrists who debated Kennedy's psychological profile, and forensic experts who examined the physical evidence relating to his death. After weeks of intense testimony and deliberation, the jury rendered their verdict: not guilty. All 7 family members were acquitted of all charges, with the jury concluding that while their actions may have been misguided and ill-informed, they lacked the criminal intent required to find them guilty. This outcome sparked further discussion about the crossroads of like faith meets mental health meets familial responsibility in cases of quite obvious distress. But it leaves us, it leaves us with many, many, many questions.
I'm baffled that they didn't get found guilty of a manslaughter.
So am I.
Really baffled. If you're saying there's no criminal intent.
Yeah.
Neither would
because,
sort of death by dangerous driving. That some people get charged with manslaughter.
but I think it, it it was because they were their actions were in an effort to save him. It would be like if someone tried to do CPR on someone that had drowned and they ended up, breaking their rib cage, which pierced their heart and then killed them. You could say, well, that was manslaughter, but the other side are saying, but their intentions were to save him. Yes, they did it wrong. Yes, they did CPR wrong, and it ended up that that's what killed him. The
But
I
that's what
family
manslaughter.
did.
That's what manslaughter is, though. It's the unlawful killing of another person without the intention of like murdering them. That's
Yeah, but
what manslaughter is.
yeah, no, I get that. But this is a step further in their actions that caused their death was to try and save them. It wasn't just an accident that he died, and you could say, well, you accidentally killed him because you knocked into him and knocked him down the stairs and he broke his neck.
Yeah, but they
It wasn't,
accidentally killed him because they restrained him and deprived him of food and water.
yeah, but through the act of trying to
Oh,
save his
that's
life.
so backwards. That's because that's
Well,
clearly not saving his life.
no, I mean, wow, where do you draw the line? Because it's difficult because there's a lot of films on like exorcisms and you look at them and you think, geez, that person looks nearly dead.
Yeah, that's because it's not fucking real.
But look at Roland Doe.
I
Do,
think
is his name Roland? I always
yeah,
call him Roland Doe, and then I
yeah, it
think,
is.
oh, is it?
No, it's Roland Doe.
Yeah.
But
Look at who knows?
you said, where do you draw the line? I think you draw the line at common sense, really. A person needs, a human body needs food and water to survive. If you deprive someone of that,
I
they will
absolutely agree.
die.
I absolutely agree with that side of it. I think, I mean, the fact that he had this cardiac arrest and then they thought, oh shit,
Oops.
oh God. Yeah. It's so difficult, I guess, to know. Like I was saying, when you look at exorcisms on like, in films and things like that, it does look like it goes too far. And then all of a sudden the clouds part from outside and the sun comes through and you can hear like birds tweeting and all that. And they're like, "Ooh, that was close. Everything's fine now." Who knows? Like maybe they sort of thought it has to get this really bad before it gets better, and
But that's
it has to be
negligence.
uncomfortable in his
That's gross
body.
negligence. That's still a charge, isn't it? It's still, death by gross negligence because they've done something that has led to somebody's death.
Mm,
Doesn't matter whether they were trying to save them or anything. I could be
yeah.
digging up my back garden or front garden and someone falls down a hole and I'll be like, oh, well, my intention was to make my garden look better. But they've accidentally fallen down it because it didn't put a sign up to say there was no hole. I'd still be charged.
Mm.
Even though
I'd be
my
like,
intention was to make my
keep
garden look
keep your
nice.
fucking feet out of my fucking garden. If I want to have a hole in my front garden, I'll have a fucking hole.
Well,
You don't get in it. Get out of my hole, or I'm going to sue you. Or I'm going to
yeah.
charge you rent, hole
So
rent.
we know now when people say to you, how, if you was going to commit murder and get away with it, how would you do it? Now I know. I would
Yeah, I'd say that they were possessed.
say they were possessed and I was just trying to rid them of the demon and trying to save their life.
Right, we're not condoning that, so please don't do that.
It's just bollocks, isn't
Are you
it?
forgetting that we're not? It's not just me and you sitting chatting here. We are absolutely not about to commit murder.
Well,
And
no,
we're
because all
too
of our
busy.
bodies have got some common sense and they know that with straining someone or with straining, that's not a word, is it? I've got no common sense.
Restraining.
We're restraining someone and withholding food or water will lead to somebody's death.
Yeah, and yeah, it's you're going to get caught for murder.
Mate, if I was on that jury, I
Oh,
I would
me and
I'd
you'd be
disagree.
great on a jury. We'd be like, I'd be like, it's aliens,
And I'd be like, no, it's not.
and you'd be like, shut up.
Clearly not. What are you talking about?
It's clearly not. It's
I'm
murder. Put them
baffled
down. Right? I know.
that they not so much about the whole demon possession thing. I think he was probably suffering with some sort of mental illness. I'm
Well,
baffled that they didn't.
confirmation bias. Do you
Yeah,
think that it was confirmation bias for the
100%.
family or for him? Do you think he genuinely felt like there was a snake in his belly and he
I
thought,
think
shit,
if
I'm possessed?
if you've grown up with the knowledge that demons are real, with the knowledge that this can happen, that can happen, then absolutely. If you're feeling a certain way, you'd be like, "Oh my god, there's a snake in my belly because I had a wank earlier, and wanking is frowned upon."
Oh, goodness.
They put a snake in my belly. But you know what I mean? They're
Yeah,
told, don't sin because this will happen. So if they've sinned and they go, oh no, I'm feeling this way now because of this,
yeah.
you have convinced yourself that these things are
That's
real.
why,
And then
yeah.
they are then going, oh, these things are real because I'm convinced of this and this and this.
Hmm.
I do think that it's a case of confirmation bias. I think there was maybe some mental health illnesses undiagnosed. Um, and
And to be fair,
safeguard.
we don't know how religious the family was. Do you know what I mean? We don't know. We don't know if he'd been raised, yes, everyone says in a deeply religious household. We don't know how deep that was. Do you know what I mean?
I think that speaks for itself. The fact that they would go for exorcism over hospitalization, I think
Uh-huh.
that speaks for itself how religious they
But
were.
yeah, but maybe Kennedy wasn't all right with it. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe he was like, do you know what? This is doing my head in. It's too much. I
Yeah,
get
but
it
if
shoved in my face all the time. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that deteriorated his own mental health, where he was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I think it was just a case of he got himself in a little bit of a pickle.
hmm, yeah, didn't he just? Blimey. So a psychiatrist who analysed the case described it as a bunny ears perfect storm, illustrating how untreated mental health challenges converged with profound religious convictions ultimately lead to a family stuck in like just absolute chaos. And the psychiatrist said the family was stuck between love for their brother, son, and an overwhelming fear of demons, both of which they believed in. And they put it all together, and their son and their brother died as a result of it. I don't think, because there's a lot of people that have said, I think he was possessed, and I think that's what killed him. And there was a lot of people that said that. I actually, I actually do not. I think that Kennedy was suffering with mental health, and I think his family was so, uh, I say obsessed, but obsessed with the fact that there was demons waiting, in every shadow,
Mhm.
that I think they automatically thought he's possessed.
Yeah.
And they had a big reputation as well, the family. And Kenneth was this like preacher, although he's never been labeled as a preacher, but that's what I've got. He did used to preach and teach and publicize his religion and his beliefs. I think they were also quite worried about how people were to view them. And
Yeah,
I
so
think there
perhaps
could have
that's
been
why they
that.
didn't get anybody in, like an exorcist or something, because then that would
Yeah.
be a bit of a scandal, wouldn't it? So perhaps that's why they thought, oh, we'll sort it out ourselves.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you think it was a genuine possession and the I family just lost the battle, or do you think that he was suffering with mental health and the family tied him up in a back room and it didn't give him any food or water and he died? Let us know. Or do you think something else? Do you think it was aliens?
Could have been aliens, couldn't
Could have been. Yeah, let us know.
it?
And that's it from me for today.
Great. Well, not great, but
Yeah.
great. It's finally done.
Great. No, not great.
Not great.
Yeah. I know what my next story is. And it's not exorcism-y, it's not spiritual, it's a very, very dark, dark, dark murder.
I love that.
Murders.
That's like that. What was it? The Lazy Bones books or something? In a dark, dark house, then a
In
dark,
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 yeah,
yeah, dark, dark house and a
Crazy
dark, dark,
Bones, Lazy Bones, something like that.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
something bone.
Okay. Well, I am started to rewrite my episode now, even though we're recording on Friday. I was halfway through an episode, and then I came across another one, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm doing that one." So then I've had to start again.
Do you ever think that one day we are going to be researching the same story at the same time and be like, oh,
It's bound to happen.
it's bound to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, well, fortunately for us, but unfortunately for the whole world, there's a lot of true crime and there's a lot of like weird shit that goes on. So we have got a lot to choose from, but
and generally we have different styles, don't we? So we do opt for different things that interest us. So generally we do have a story that's better suited for you and a story that's better suited for me. So we do.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will continue.
Do we get a clue about what your story is?
No.
Oh, come on. We've
It's
already left them hanging
all right.
like once because we were like, we've got something really big,
Yeah,
and then we
that's
came
true.
back and went, we're not going to tell you yet.
Yeah, no. It is a story of nature versus nurture.
Well, that doesn't tell me anything.
No.
Oh,
You're right.
you're aware of that. All right.
Yep. But no, it is a story based literally a psychological experiment surrounding nature versus nurture.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes. It is indeed.
I can't even remember what my story is.
That's fine.
I do
find
know
out.
it, but yeah, it's a bit hideous.
Well, I can't wait.
Oh, I can't wait. I'll see you, Poddy, on Friday.
Yep.
And I'll see you lot next Tuesday.
Oh, you can't say that.
Oh, I can't say that. See you next week.
Woohoo!
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you all.
Terrible.
I love you all.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
If you have enjoyed listening to our episodes, make sure you rate us and leave us a review on whatever platform you are listening.
We absolutely love hearing from you guys. So you can also help support our show by donating to our Buy Me a Coffee link. We will make sure that you get a massive shout out and a big thank you in our next week's episode.
You can also follow us on social media at Perplexed Podcasts. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and if you want to see more videos and blooper reels, subscribe to our TikTok and YouTube channels.
You can also email us your stories at perplexedpodcasts@gmail.com.
And you can find all the relevant links in the episode descriptions. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye. Where's my fucking mouse? There it is.